Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Randy's Advice with me, Randy Prizzle. How you guys all doing out there? Everything good, shway, crispy, irie? Let's get on to some advice for another poor sod out there. Let's see what this poor sod is saying. I completely lost it on a kid at the public pool. Well, let's see how far this goes. So yeah, like the title says, there was a kid at the pool, I'd say 12, 13 years old, who had a water gun. My oldest son is autistic and has trouble speaking. He just kind of walks around the pool. This kid with the water gun started spraying him in the face. My son was trying to get away, covering his face, and clearly didn't like it. I asked my son if he wanted him to stop, and the kid heard me ask. He said to me he never told me to stop, so I didn't know. I tried to explain that when someone is covering their face and walking away from you, you can take that to mean that they don't like it and that you should stop. The kid kept arguing with me. He kept saying over and over that he didn't know because my son didn't tell him to stop. I got into the pool at this point and I said it to the kid again. I was angry at this point as well. The kid kind of bucked up to me and showed absolutely no fair remorse. I repeated it again to him and explained that when you're in a public pool, you have to be mindful of other people. He rolled his eyes, yelled at me that it wasn't his fault, and at this point I was actually over the edge. And I told the kid to fuck off. He said, "You're a grown woman acting like this." I felt the sting, knew he was in the right, and doubled down with, "I can't wait to see how you turn out when you're grown up." We left the pool after this. I do feel bad for what I said. Not terrible, but a bit of shame. Now that I'm writing it out, I see how stupid it really was. I mean, it's not stupid, let's be honest. You've explained to this kid that your son has autism, that your son is showing these signs to tell him that he's not having fun, he wants no part of it. And the kid continued. And then the kid had the cheek to try and come to you and step up to you. If it's me, African parents in this house, you try and say that to an African parent, you're getting a backhand and then a double one. 2-in-1 combo you're getting. And I don't mean a chicken and chips deal. You're getting banged up. You know what I mean? You're getting your ass handed to you. Dare you try to speak to any African parent or Caribbean parent like that, you're getting yourself run over, run down. You know what I mean? Rum pa pa pum, man down. Do you know what I mean? Dare you think you can do that? Do you know what I mean? It ain't gonna happen. But you did the right thing, miss. You should feel no remorse whatsoever because that kid was asking for it. He was asking for you to bring the pain, and you bought the pain like smack down, here comes the pain. You bought it to that sucker. So that sucker deserved everything he got because he tried to act like he was a big man. And when you try to act like you're a big man, you get big man treatment. And that's what he deserved. He was lucky you only told him to fuck off. If it's another person, they would have dashed man in the pool. They would have given man a different set of a hairline. Do you know what I mean? And he would have been going home with lumps on his forehead. I don't condone any violence against kids, by the way. When kids try to talk back to you, this is when you have to handle a situation. When you've tried explaining it to a kid over and over again, like the Nelly song with Tim McGraw, over and over again, when it's all in my head. You've tried explaining to that kid, and that kid continues to be an asshole. Then you got to sort the kid out. But first, you got to find the parents first. Where are your parents? And if that kid doesn't try to tell you where their parents are and he's come there alone, then you have all freedom to do whatever you need to do to the kid. I'm not saying, mash him up badly, but obviously give him a clap and then leave him on his way. Because if he wants to run his mouth like a big man, then he gets big man treatment. And that's all I got to say about that. So, miss, you should not feel bad that you told the kid to fuck off. Other people would have done a lot worse. So he should consider himself very fortunate that he only got a fuck off from you. And that's all I got to say on that. And that's it for this episode of Rev Randy's advice. Big up yourself, guys. This woman is not a poor sod. That kid, that 14, 13-year-old kid is a poor sod because he was acting like a doofus. You know what I mean? And he deserved what he got. So, till next time, guys, sod off. Go on, sod off.